It is the Christmas season, which means it's time for Sheila's obligatory ridiculous war on Christmas video.
Personally, I celebrate Christmas, but I don't think my celebration of Christmas should hurt your feelings or hurt your ability to express yourself. And I think when I heard this story, I kind of thought, oh, eye roll, of course, Christmas is fine. But then I thought about my life, and I'm like, well, I'm inclusive when it comes to who you want to love and fashion and body positivity. So if you want to celebrate a different thing, I shouldn't necessarily have to call it Christmas, nor should you have to be in a town where we do a Christmas parade.
For those of you who don't get trapped in a nail tech's chair watching The Social like sometimes I do, that is Canada's version of The View, except in Canada, we don't even try to put a conservative on that panel for some semblance of balance. The hosts reaffirm every single stereotype about the female Trudeau voter that I have. They're shallow, they're out of touch, they're self-centered, and painfully feminist. One of the hosts openly mused about how hockey and Don Cherry are both racist a little while back, and now the gals from The Social don't understand why people might be upset with rebranding Christmas parades to something called winter parades, carving the reason for the season right out of the seasonal events in the name of positivity and inclusivity. What? But this nonsense, well, it's everywhere, not just in super woke Trudeau, Canada. Look at this story from CBS Pittsburgh from last December. 27% of people think Santa should be female or gender neutral. The findings were part of a survey done by Graphic Springs, a logo design company, and friends, I dug up the study. And yeah, now to be fair, they didn't survey a ton of people, but they never survey a ton of people for these things. Look at this. Respondents ranged from 18 to 65 plus and were based in both the UK and the US. We used Google surveys and gathered responses during October and November 2018. Suggestions on how to change Santa were gathered from an open survey of 400 respondents from both the UK and the US. A selection of these suggestions were then voted on by over 4,000 people across the UK and the US, with the most popular visualized in our graphic. Modern Santa has a hipster beard, tattoos, skinny jeans, an iPhone, and he's probably gluten-free and has a cat or two. Now, let's go to the last question of the survey. If you could rebrand Santa for modern society, what gender would he be? The US responses are Grinchy, female, nearly 10.58%, gender neutral, 18.64%. Wait a second, that's actually higher than what CBS initially reported. That's roughly 29%. And this strange idea to remake or erase Christmas altogether, well, it permeates to the highest offices of the land. Who could forget earlier this December when Liberal MP Bob Bratina wished everyone a great month of December? Now, after surviving some pretty frosty December online backlash, Bratina then attended a male-centric, paternalistic Santa Claus parade. And in a startling turn of events, Bratina also wished Christians a blessed second Sunday of Advent. And who says people don't learn from overwhelming online backlash? Just look at old Bob. He's come to Jesus in a manner of speaking. Now, my Christmases, well, they survive the annual war on tradition because we turn off the internet and then we watch kids rip wrapping paper off presents for 8 hectic minutes, and then we sit back and enjoy the screaming. Because the internet, it's where all these bad ideas are born and fester and then spread. And now, friends, in the spirit of Bob Bratina and the gals from The Social, from mine to yours, I wish the people kind of Canada a very tolerable last month of the year and a sufficient following 12 months hence. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, folks. Have you considered giving yourself the gift of the other side of the story? To treat yourself to a Rebel premium subscription, go to premium.rebelnews.com.